Why are you finding it difficult to set boundaries? Why is it that even if you know what you want, you are not able to articulate it? You are not able to say it? Well, this is what our discussion is going to be about. What are some of the reasons why we find it difficult to say no and we end up defaulting to yes, even if you don't want to do it? Welcome to the Just Talk with Rachel, and my name is Rachel Nekati, and I've been having this series on the boundaries, on what boundaries are, why they are important, and now I would like us to take a look at some of the reasons why some of us find it difficult to set our boundaries. Let's look at the first reason: fear. What are you afraid of? What is it that you do not want to disturb? Are you afraid of how the other person would feel? Are you afraid of speaking your mind? Are you afraid of being truthful to yourself? When you think of the dire consequence which you might be afraid of causing, how true is it that it will end up that way? How realistic is it that you will end up rocking the boat? You see, all your fear or our fears are basically based on assumptions. They've not been tested. You have not really experienced that outcome which you are imagining. This is the outcome that you are anticipating. What are the likelihood of it becoming true? So fear is one thing that people who do not want to set boundaries find themselves to be victims to. The second reason why people don't set boundaries is that they don't trust their decisions. They don't know whether it's okay to say no, whether it's okay to say yes, whether it's okay to say not now, whether it's okay to say I'm not okay with it. We don't trust our judgment. So what do we default to? Yes, yes. Whereas deep in your heart, you know that it was a no. So if we are afraid, if we are not grounded, if we don't trust our decisions, we will end up agreeing to things that do not serve us. We'll agree to things that do not make us happy. And at the end of the day, we will live miserable lives. Let's look at the third reason why it's difficult sometimes to set boundaries. Maybe you suffer from low self-esteem. You don't have confidence in yourself. You think that for you to have confidence, for you to think highly of yourself, is by how other people will feel by doing that which you know that you are not able to do. You are assessing your worth by the happiness of other people on the things that you do which are outside your boundaries. That is low self-esteem. Does this sound familiar? Or the other reason could be that you've been raised in an environment where there were no boundaries. So the word boundary is foreign to you. When I think of it, imagine our children, or maybe little kids who are playing. And then if your child is playing with a toy, and then another child starts crying for that toy, what do you normally do? I've done it before. You simply go to your child, snatch the toy, learn to share. Give the other person the opportunity to play with the toy. Has the child finished playing with the toy? That is what we are doing. We are simply teaching our kids that it's okay to not listen to yourself. It's okay not to be fine, but rather to make other people feel important, but rather to make everyone else a priority. So it's very, very important when we are relating to our children, when we are raising our kids, we should listen to them. We should teach them that sharing is good, sharing is important, and understand as to when and how sharing is appropriate, or else we are going to raise kids that do not even know what the word boundary is, where the word boundary is foreign in their lives. Is that what you want to do to your children? Well, I don't think so. Let's look at another reason why it is difficult for some people to set boundaries. Fear of missing out. If you don't say yes to an invitation, if you don't say yes to an event, you are going to miss out. What will I do if I don't know, if I'm not part of that event? You overextend yourself because you don't want to see it in the pictures. Are you saving yourself? Do you have enough reservoir? Do you have enough energy? Do you have enough reserves to be at every invitation that is extended to you? Fear of missing out is one other reason that makes people overextend themselves, and they end up miserable. And they end up complaining at the end of the day to say, oh my goodness me, I'm so exhausted. I don't know what I was up to today. I've been to 101 events and I am so... Is it serving you? Save yourself time. Save yourself disappointment. Save yourself self-pain by allowing some things to pass by. You will not die. There's nothing wrong with missing out. There's nothing wrong with you not being part to everything that is happening around you. The other reason why people find it difficult to set boundaries is perfectionism. You want to be a perfect friend. You want to be a perfect wife. You want to be a perfect husband. You want to be a perfect child. You want to be a perfect everything. And for that perfectionism to be achieved, you cannot be seen to use the word no next to your name. You don't want to say no. No means that you are less perfect. No means that you are not as good as you want to portray yourself to be. Trust me, saying no even makes you a better person because you are truthful, you are authentic, and your yes will mean yes, and your no will mean no. The last reason, or the seventh reason why people find it difficult to say no is people pleasing. You don't want to ruffle feathers. You don't want to be seen to be a bad person. You don't want to upset people. You don't want to convey uncomfortable messages. People pleasing is a subject on its own, and I would like us to dedicate a series where we will dissect, understand the consequences of people pleasing. Because if you are a people pleaser, you will end up saying yes to everything. You will end up saying yes even to things that you don't want to do. Well, as I said previously, I am saying this from an experience. I am personally a recovering people pleaser. And because of that, I speak with conviction. I speak with authority because it's something that I've been working on. It's a journey that I have embarked. It's a decision that I have taken. And I'm going to stand by my decision. I have vowed to make myself a priority, to make my needs a priority, to make my decisions a priority, and ensure that I achieve that which I have set my mind to achieve. Well, you might be wondering, with all the things that you have said, what are the steps? What are the skills? What are ways in which we can build boundaries? Because just like any skill, building boundaries is also a skill. It's something that you can learn. It's something that you can master. It's something that you can implement if you allow yourself the opportunity to. So in the next episode, we'll talk about how then can we master the skill of building boundaries. Thank you very much for joining me on this episode, and remember to subscribe, to share and like, click the bell so that you get regular updates on our amazing discussions.